Hi and welcome to Revelation chapter 18. Revelation 18 covers the destruction of the city of Babylon and the influence of false religion. There's a few things to note here. Firstly, before we get into that, I'd just like you to dedicate this time to the Lord and ask the Holy Spirit to impart his supernatural wisdom on you so that you can receive all that he has for you with these studies. Thank you so much for joining me. There's a few things to note. After these things, that is referenced at the beginning of the chapter, and it means what is coming out of chapter 16 is coming into chapter 18. Chapter 16 is the action, and that is the first judgment to the last judgment. Chapter 17 gives you the history, and this is an interruption. As you know, it says John is carried away. Chapter 17 speaks about a spiritual Babylon and the harlot being false religion desecrated. Chapter 18 is the result of the actions from chapter 16, but John is back on the earth again for this chapter. So verse 1 says, another angel with great authority, perhaps an archangel, shared the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecy concerning Babylon. Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel are the primary prophets relating to this section in Revelation, and only demons remain in Babylon. And that is confirmed for us through Isaiah chapter 13, verses 19 to 22, and Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 35. Verse 3 gives us the reasons for the fall of Babylon. It says that all nations, i.e. the world, has fornicated or been intimate with her, with false religion. The kings of the earth have committed acts of immorality with her, and the merchants have become rich because of her desirability. Verse 4 is a warning to those who are the Lord's, hiding in the city, and they are being warned to leave. There is judgment coming to the city of Babylon, and the wrath is going to be poured out in one day. Verse 8 speaks of pestilence, mourning, and famine. They are utterly burned with fire in this period and in this environment. So it's really important for the Lord's people to get out, but they will. They all flee to Jerusalem in preparation for Christ's return. Jeremiah 51 verse 5 to 9 speaks about those who are God's with the warning to flee from Babylon. And Jeremiah 51 verse 10 says to recount in Zion the work of our God. It's also cross-referenced in Jeremiah 51 verses 49 to 50. Verse 11 to 14 speaks about the breaking down of all world systems, including trade. Nothing of this world is worth anything anymore. The city destruction will be divided into two stages. The first, forces come from the north and destroy Babylon, attacking it after the Antichrist has left. This is outlined in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1 to 5, and the prophecy is around the destruction of Babylon, as outlined in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 46. Where it says, arouse against Babylon the spirit of the destroyers. Armies rise against themselves in this scenario. All citizens, man and beast, are killed during this battle. This is held in olden day Mesopotamia, which is in the current day Iraq, and it is the target. Mesopotamia, translated, means the heart of our adversary and the mother of harlots. This is the one who is against you. This is not the same as the Medo-Persian destruction, as no blood was shed during that first war. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 1 to 3 describes the battle and how the battle begins. It's also described in Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 9 and also in verses 41 to 42. God's consecrated will summon against her, as referenced in Jeremiah 51:27. And they're listed as Ararat, which is modern-day Turkey, Mani, which is Armenia, Ashkenaz, which is southern Russia, kings of the Medes, which is Persia and Iran. And at the time of tribulation, there are only 10 kings at the onset. But cultures may and will still align to some extent in this period. Also, chapters 18, verse 23 says that the light of the lamp shall not shine in you anymore, And the voice of the bridegroom and bride shall not be heard any more. For your merchants were great men of the earth, and for your sorcery all the nations were deceived. This was the birthplace and the house of evil. And in her was found the blood of prophets and saints, and of all who were slain on the earth. So I hope that has helped you in your study of Revelation chapter 18 and provided some additional insight. Please, as usual, write down the cross-references and save this video if you find the cross-referencing useful. And if you have any comments, please add them into the comments section at the bottom of this video. And if you do like this content and you like the stuff that you're seeing on these videos, please subscribe or like and share, and then we can get the word out to all our fellow believers and non-believers that the time is coming to an end, that Christ's reign is imminent, and that we are in the last days and we need to take heed and to be ready to be received into the arms of Jesus. Thank you so much, and God bless.